Hey folks, Chris from 100 Acre Firewood here. Couple things to do today. So we've got this relatively new chainsaw, Sthil MS362C. Used it a few times, haven't had a ton of experience on it, but just getting used to it. Ordered a exhaust and air filter for it from Egan Performance Saws. So a straight shot exhaust. So we're going to replace this muffler with one from Egan Performance, the straight shot. So lets the saw run a little bit cooler, supposedly. Makes it louder, which is not a big deal out here. We've got tons and tons of space out here. Our neighbors are pretty far away. And also going to replace inside of here a air filter, so just the saw breathes a little bit better. Give us a little better performance. So got my son Jack here. He's giving me a hand today. So we're gonna cut through this relatively large. It's probably like a 18-19 inch ash log that I'm sitting on right now. We're gonna make a few cuts through this, and Jack's gonna time it for me with this standard the standard exhaust on and a pretty stock chainsaw. And then tonight, when sun goes down, we're gonna change over the exhaust and the air filter. And then tomorrow, hopefully it's a nice enough day, and we'll take another run at cutting this log and see if it's actually faster, and kind of listen for the difference in the sound of the saw and how it's breathing and stuff too. So steps are going to cut through this, time it. Then tonight we're going to change over the saw, and tomorrow, before we recut this, we have to do a reset of the electronics on the saw. So we'll take you through that as well when we do it. So yeah, gonna start this thing up, and we'll do a couple cuts through this and time the cuts. Okay, so two cuts with the stock MS362C, and first one was 33 seconds. Second one was 29. So, like I said, tonight we'll take a video of changing over the exhaust and the intake, and then we'll just come back to exactly the same log, same spot tomorrow sometime, probably when the lighting's good, and take another run at it and see. You can see a couple times that the saw sort of bogged down a little bit, stopped a couple times. This is sort of toughish kind of ash wood. It's a little bit of a weird log. Just hoping that with the Egan straight shot and the intake that we can just like go through this like a little more buttery like rather than stopping and starting a little bit. And I really love the longer sort of blade. I'm used to a much smaller 16, 18 inch saw. And this is just amazing because you don't have to bend down as much to buck up a log like this. Anyways, hoping for a little bit faster cut tomorrow with the performance upgrades, and we'll do that up and show you guys the process for both changing over the air filter and exhaust, but also resetting the carb on the 362 as well. Hey folks, Chris here from 100 Acre Firewood. Just continuing a bit of a video that we started earlier on today. We were testing out this Sthil 362 for cutting speed, and we're doing a few performance upgrades, so new exhaust and new intake. So I'm just taking off the old exhaust to start with. It's kind of the easier part of this operation. So four bolts on here, T25 Torx heads. I've already started a few of these to make it a little bit quicker, so I'm not fumbling around too much. So four of these bolts. Looks like two small ones up top, and maybe some larger ones down low. Yeah, these have got a little more torque to them for sure. I use the socket for these guys. So we're hoping to get a little bit better performance out of this saw with these upgrades from Egan Performance. Should have shown you the exhaust as well here. Just give me a second to get this guy out. It's in there. And yeah, pretty excited to give this a try tomorrow, cutting through some of that larger ash wood that we have out there. I'm not entirely sure why they need to make these bolts so long, but they are. This will make the saw a little on the louder side, but we've got lots of distance between us and our neighbors, so shouldn't be too problematic. And we always wear ear protection when we're using a saw as well, so not too bad. And here, you know, the steel saws tend to have really good spark protection, but not a really big factor in eastern sort of firewood harvesting, because it's pretty wet here a lot of time. It doesn't get super dry where you're concerned about sparks from a saw until late in the summer, when you're probably not that interested in cutting firewood anyways. Now, this 362 is a relatively new saw to me. It's much larger than the one that I normally use, but it is nice for working through some of these bigger ash trees. Okay, so that's that. So you can see the four bolts here, and I just want to match up the two exhausts. So here's the one from Egan Performance. So you can see, you know, kind of cool looking beast. I think it'll end up being quite a bit louder. Now these should match up pretty well to each other. And I think we just I'm not entirely sure what these two are for, but maybe they're actually for the bottom bolt, so they're not so friggin' long, I would say. So yeah, this just should just fit right on here. Maybe the other way, actually. Yeah, so that's a really nice fit. And then we just put these guys back in. That's one. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put those shorter ones in the bottom. It'll be a little more manageable. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Be waking up the neighbors if we were to go and tune this right now. But we're gonna wait until tomorrow when we can see this and test it out on that big piece of ash that we used today for the baseline cut. I feel like these bolts for the exhaust, you want to come back after you've cut for a while, and you want to probably retorque these again, just because there's going to be a lot of vibration and of course a lot of heat on these four bolts. So I'd come back and, after 3 or 4 hours of cutting and just give them a little retorque, I would say. And that's a Harris torque wrench right there. It's about 10 pounds, I would say. Okay, that's 4 of those. So you can see that difference. Much sort of cooler look with the Egan straight shot. Okay, now I've taken the liberty of loosening off. It's just 3. The cover here just has 3 flathead they're not even screws. They're just sort of hold downs. So this is the standard air filter here. So that comes off. Okay, and then there's basically 2 8mm bolts, one here and one over here, that holds the carb on. So we want to take those two fully off. Really, what we're trying to do is take this off, because you're going to replace that with this larger thing from Egan Performance. Egan Performance just released this the air filter kit, and I waited to order the exhaust and until when the air filter came out. Just figured it'd be good to do them at the same time. Now, try not to drop these bolts if we can. Okay, that's one. And you just want to watch these linkages in here. Try not to play around too much with those. So, just trying to get, you just need to loosen off this cover from the rest of the carburetor body. And we didn't even manage to drop one of those, which is good. So this should now just slide back away from the carb.
And then you can see the carb opening, and then there's just two little bolts over here. And to really free this up, you've got to release this little, there's a, I think, you've just got to pry this, I think it's an anti-vibration thing or something out. It doesn't want to come out too bad. And there it comes. Okay, so with this out, I should be able to back this all the way out, I think. Maybe both of these guys have to come out actually. Okay, now how do I get to these guys? Yeah, it's gonna be a problem getting to that one.
Okay, so we're back at it here, guys. It was just a little more twisting and pulling and prodding than I thought. So yeah, we got a good angle now on the on getting this next bolt off. Or screw, I guess it is, really. And I don't think we really messed with the linkages too much. You just got to make sure that it's just fully free from the carb. Didn't kind of notice that. I thought I might be able to do it a different way, but yeah. So then we need to get this screw out. All in the goal of just getting this guy off. This is the OEM kind of thing that the filter goes into. So that's probably part of the reason why this is going to breathe a little bit better, right? You've got, you know, not as much of a constriction there going through that. It's just all, you know, all filter and all sort of throat of the filter. Okay, so that's good. Now we basically the operation here is just to get this on here, and then bolts back in to hold that on, and then we should be able to start putting this back together.
Yeah, that's much easier to start them that way. It's almost like they're maybe a little tip for Egan Performance is to pre-thread these for people. Okay, this is kind of a painful little process here. You can see, like, once they start in there, becomes a lot easier. Once again, never too sure how tight something like this should be, but I don't think they need to be super tight. Like, that's going to give you a pretty good seal, I think. And you're not really sucking air from the side anyways. Okay, a little bit more until we break it, probably. Okay. All right. That's that. Now, hopefully we didn't break any of these linkages or anything. Okay. Now, just a matter of getting this lined up. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I kind of stretched that cable a little bit, but I don't think we heard anything. Okay, now this just goes back in. There we go, that clicks right into place. Now you just want to make sure that this is nicely seated in here and that all this is sealed up around the carb really well, because you don't want air leaking in there too bad. Okay. Okay, that's in. All right, now I think what it is this just locks in just like that. Back out. Almost forgot to reapply these two bolts here. So you got these that hold basically hold this onto the carb. Gonna make sure that those go on. These are different. Just gonna try this guy over here. I guess these are locking bolts, so they go on a little bit hard. But these need to go on before the bottom of the filter unit goes on. So just remember that when you're putting things together. So we're getting close here. So once these are tightened up, I don't think these need to be like ridiculously tight. Just enough to hold it on there. And once again, like I was saying before, you want to watch that this is all sealed back up here around the carb. And this guy goes on, clicks all the way into place. Now, and then as I was saying before, this this will sort of screw into place. But with the filter on, of course. So you just want to throw the filter on here, and these are all Unifilter. Sort of takes me back to dirt bike days. Unifilter filters, and they're pre-oiled, so all ready to go, reusable. Just need to clean them frequently, and then you should be able to. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now that's it. I think it's just put the cover back on, make sure that everything's good, and then we test it out tomorrow. Just want to check out these linkages, make sure everything's okay. Seems good. So we'll put this cover on. I think you want to sort of watch that you get the cover back on, but you don't pinch the filter. It's a lot bigger filter than was there before. So I think that's all in there. And these just click in. It should just be a push down and click in. Okay. There we go. She's all set to go. So tomorrow we will. What you need to do now that the exhaust is on and the filter is in, and everything seems to be a-okay, we just need to retune the M-tronic carburetor injection system, just to retune it to the new sort of flow through for the filter and exhaust. So tomorrow we'll do that, and basically the process there, just before, we'll do it tomorrow, but just so you know, is we at the start setting, so down at the bottom, you lock it into the start setting, and then let it run for 35 seconds, just a little over 35 seconds, and then the story is full throttle for 35 seconds out of the start mode, and then it'll tune everything to the new filter and new exhaust. So we'll try that tomorrow.
Hey folks, Chris from 100 Acre Firewood here. Just doing tail end of this video with the new exhaust. You saw us put the new exhaust and air filter in. So we're just doing a reset of the M-tronic ignition on the 362, and then we're going to quickly go out and cut through that piece of wood and see what the exhaust and what the air filter does and the difference of performance. So story is, you need to run the saw for 35 seconds with the in start mode, and then full throttle for 35 seconds. So we'll get started on that. So into start mode. So there you have it, folks. You heard that. You heard that. You heard that up and down of the settings. So that's it resetting that M-tronic ignition. So now we're going to go out and quickly cut through this wood. But yeah, it's a lot louder than it used to be. So it'll be interesting to see how fast it cuts through that log. Anyways, we'll see you outside and we'll cut through this. Lighting won't be great because we're getting towards the end of the day here, but we'll hopefully it'll capture it. Thanks. So we're outside now. Like I say, we're just gonna quickly cut through this. The lighting's not great, but hopefully we'll get a decent video out of it. So I'm just gonna cut through twice. My son Jack is going to time it, and then we'll see how we do versus our cut the other day with the stock saw. So here I go. So that's it, folks. I'm not sure of the times because my son was taking care of that, but yeah. So that's the mods. It's a lot louder now. Feels a bit faster. I don't know though. It's not like a huge. I wouldn't say it's like a huge improvement. A little bit of the style, the cutting and stuff like that. Maybe this log also gets a little bit bigger as we go this way. So I'm not sure if we're doing the same, but it feels like it doesn't get bogged as much, and it's kind of like working through the wood super quickly. So happy with it for now, and we'll see how it sort of goes as the saw breaks in a little bit more. But yeah, I feel pretty good about the upgrade and how that went. So we'll keep you up to date, and gonna throw a review on Egan Performance Saws, and thanks a lot for watching. And make sure you like the video, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Helps us out.